We'll study the first digital differential analyzer, which is a line drawing algorithm, a very simple and basic algorithm. The points which will be covered is what is a scan conversion, the basic concept under DDA, equation of a line, digital differential analyzer for the lines with the slope greater than 1 and less than 1, the algorithm, example and advantages and disadvantages. Whenever an object which is to be displayed onto the screen is converted into its pixel position, then this process is said to be scan conversion or rasterization. As we have to draw the line, we need a mechanism which will convert a given line into the pixel positions. And this is said to be the line scan conversion or rasterization. And for this we have two algorithms. One is DDA and the other is Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. As we can see, it is given in the diagram that given the two input points, our objective is to draw the line or identify the pixel positions along these two lines. So we visualize a screen as made up of two-dimensional coordinate system where each point or each pixel position is addressed by the value x, y. Input points are the two endpoints of a line x1, y1 and x2, y2. And objective is to draw the line between them. Under rasterization or raster graphics, we mean that we have to identify which are the screen pixel coordinates which will fit in between the 2 points along a line path. Hence, we need an algorithm which will do this task. And pixel values calculated are integer values. Although mathematical calculation yield a float value like this, but we need to round off into like 10.48 and 20.51 will be rounded to 10,21 as pixels are addressed in the integer values. This is explained with the help of example over here. For example, we have to draw a line between the point 32 and 96. Then what are the intermediate pixels that should be turned on in the given raster screen? So the 2 points are identified by the blue dots over here, and the algorithm, DDA algorithm, must identify which pixel positions will lie along this line path. For line drawing algorithms, we need an equation, and the basic equation of line is given by y is equal to mx plus c, where m is a slope. Slope defines the slantness of a line, the slanting nature or the slanting characteristic of a line. And if two endpoints are given x1, y1 and x2, y2, we can calculate the slope with the help of dy by dx, that is the difference in the y value divided by difference in the x value. It is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, and the intercept b is calculated. Once the slope is calculated, we can find the intercept using this equation. Graphically, we can see that dy is a difference in the y value, dx is a difference in the x value. The ratio of these two values defines the slope or slant characteristic of a line. As we can see over here, given the two values x1, y1 and x2, y2, this is x2, this is x1. Their difference is given by the blue line x2 minus x1, and this is what dx is. Likewise, in the y direction, we have two values y2 and y1. Their difference is given by the green line, and this is the dy. And the ratio of these two values defines the slope. Ratio of dy by dx of any 2 points on the line will give the same constant value m. If we take the two endpoints, we'll get the same slope. If I take any 2 points on the line and try to find out dy by dx, we'll get the same constant m. So m remains same for any 2 points on the line. We can calculate, this is an example which shows given the x1, y1 is 2341 and x2, y2 is 12596, we can find out the value of m which turns around to be 0.5. Now, with respect to the slope, we can define that there are two types of lines. Actually, the lines which have a slope less than 1 and the lines with the slope which are greater than 1. Based on these two concepts, the DDA calculation for both the cases will vary slightly. Let us consider one digital differential and algorithm concept for the case 1. Case 1, that means lines with a slope less than 1. When the value of m is less than 1, it means dy by dx is less than 1. That means the dy is less than dx. What is dy? We know that this value is dy and this value is dx. So when dy is less and dx is more, so what we do in this situation, as we have to scan convert the line, we'll increment the value of x by 1 and we'll perform the calculation on y value. Because for such lines where slope is less than 1, we get higher span of x and less span of y. So we increment the value of x by 1 and perform a calculation on y. Likewise, as we can see, it is depicted over here. We'll increment the value of x by 1 and perform a calculation on y. Likewise, again, x is incremented by 1, perform calculation on y. And these pixels are identified along the line path till we reach the last pixel. And this is the scan conversion of a given line. This is for the lines with the slope less than 1. The concept says increment the value of x by 1, perform the calculation on y. Let us see what happens with the lines with the slope greater than 1. When the line slope is greater than 1, dy by dx is greater than 1. It means that we have a higher span of y and a lesser span of x. So under this scenario, what we'll do is, we should increment the value of y by 1 and perform the calculation on x. But if we retain the same logic over here, let us see what happens. If we increment the x by 1 and perform the calculation on y, you see the rasterization or a scan conversion will yield these pixel position, which are very few in number. From between the given 2 points in this particular example, only 3 pixels were identified if we moved along x is equal to x plus 1, if we incremented x and performed calculation on y, which is the very poor representation of a line. Same example is shown how the pixel positions are calculated if we increment the value of y by 1 and perform calculation on x, because we have a greater span of y over here. So whichever span is higher, we'll increment that value by 1 and perform the calculation on the other coordinate. So here, since we have a y span higher or the larger, we are incrementing the y by 1 and we'll perform calculation on x. And let us see, the pixels generated over here will be more as compared to the previous slide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 pixels are generated against the 3 in the last slide. So obviously, for the lines with the cases m greater than 1, increment the value of y by 1 and we perform the calculation on the x value. This entire calculation starts from x1, y1 till we reach the last point, which is x2, y2. So entire calculation takes place in a loop. In a loop, whenever we address a pixel, we'll use a notation xk, yk for the current pixel and xk plus 1, yk plus 1 for the next pixel whose value is being calculated. How to perform the calculation under both the scenarios? Let us take each case one by one. When the value of m is less than 1, we know that dy by dx is less than 1. dy by dx is less than 1. That means dx is greater and dy is less. So we increment x by 1 and perform calculation on y. Let us denote the current pixel by xk, yk and the next point by xk plus 1 and yk plus 1. Using the equation of a slope which is given in number 1, we replace the values y2, y1 by yk plus 1 and yk, and likewise for xi's. We get this equation. Now in this equation we know, since we are increment the value of x by 1, this difference will be 1. This difference will be 1. So m will be equal to this. Hence we can calculate the value of y as yk plus m. This equation will be used to plot the pixels in the DDA algorithm. So whenever we have a lines with the slope less than equal to 1, we will use these two equations to find out the next coordinate position. X will be incremented by 1 and y will be calculated as yk plus m. Let us see the other case when slope is greater than 1. When slope is greater than 1, we increment the value of y by 1 for each new pixel value and perform calculation on x. Again, let us refer as current pixel be xk, yk and the next pixel is xk plus 1, yk plus 1. Using the same equation, we get the value of slope like this. And here now yk, this value is 1, numerator is 1 because we are incrementing the value of y by 1. Since numerator is 1, we get a slope as 1 by this. And now we can calculate xk, new pixel position calculation on x is obtained by old value of xk plus 1 by m. So under this scenario, whenever the lines we have, whenever we have lines with the slope greater than 1, we perform the calculation xk and new value of x is xk plus 1, new value of y is yk plus 1. These calculations are used. So these two calculations are used in the algorithm. Again, let us see a demo of these calculations. This is for the lines with the slope less than 1. We use this calculation. Initial point, first point is initialized by the first point, that is x1 and y1. That is plotted into the screen, and then in the loop first point is plotted onto the screen. Then we increment the value of x by 1 and increment the value of y by m. And the new points are obtained, which is definitely we get a float value. Hence, we need to use a round function, which will round the value of y to the nearest integer. Then we have two integers which can be plotted onto the screen. So we get a next pixel as we can see on the screen. Again, we increment the value of x by 1, perform calculations on y is equal to y plus m. We get a float value. It is rounded to the nearest integer, and we eliminate that pixel with this new value. And the process is repeated till we reach the point y2. Similarly, for the lines with the slope greater than 1, we know that y is incremented by 1. These are the calculations which will be used. The first point is initialized by x1 and y1. Calculation is done. Pixel is eliminated by now rounding the value of x, because now we get integer values on x because x is incremented by 1 by m. So we perform round operation on x and we get the nearest integer value and the pixel is eliminated. Next set of values are obtained by incrementing the value of y by 1 and incrementing the value of x by 1 by m. And again we round off the x value and eliminate the next pixel. This process is repeated till we reach the second pixel, which is x2, y2. So this is a small demonstration of how the DDA algorithm works. Let us come to the algorithm, how to design an algorithm. First, we'll find out the span in x and y direction, difference in x and y value, because we are given in the DDA algorithm, we are given the two input values x1, y1 and x2, y2. We'll first calculate dx and dy, which is a span in x and y direction. We'll iterate the algorithm number of times, either dx times or dy times. It depends upon which value is higher. So in the second step, we'll check which value is higher. If dx is higher, then n is set to dx. That is the number of times our loop will be iterated. And otherwise, we set n as dy. So once we have set the n, then we'll calculate the increment. We have to increment the values in x as well as in the y direction. This is a generalized algorithm. Both the cases are incorporated into one algorithm. As we can see, the xn increment is defined by dx by n. Now, if dx is greater than dy, then n will be dx. If n will be dx, obviously x increment will be 1 and y increment will be dy by dx, which is m. So automatically the values fit into these equations. However, in the other case, if dx is less than dy, n will be dy. So when n will be dy, y will be incremented by 1, y increment will be 1 and x increment will be dx by dy, which is 1 by m. So we have generalized both the cases into one equation. We have first initialized the number of times the loop will be executed either to dx or dy, depending upon their value, whichever is higher. And then accordingly, x increment and y increment is defined. Then we perform an iteration. We start with the very first point, which is x1, y1. And then every time we use the increment value, x is incremented by x increment and y is incremented by y increment. Whichever is the case, it will automatically fit into these equations. We round off the values and plot the pixel at that respective position. And the loop is iterated. These steps are 4 and 5 is repeated till we reach x2 and y2. This is an example. For example, two input points are given as 10 and 12 over here and 20 and 16. We have to rasterize this line. That means we have to identify the pixel position between these 2 points. So we calculate dx and dy. Dx will be 10, dy will be 4. 10 is greater than 4. Hence, we take n as 10. And x increment will be equal to 1 and y increment will be equal to 0.4. So first point will be 10 and 12. You increment the value of x by 1. So x will be 11, then 12, then 13, 14. So x is incremented by 1 and every time we are adding y to the, we are adding m to the y value. M is 0.4. So you had 12, 12 plus 0.4 is 12.4. You round it off, it comes out to be 12. You again add 0.4, it is 12.8, rounded to 13. 13.2 rounded to 13, 13.6 rounded to 14. So we get these rounded pixel positions over here, which are plotted onto the screen to get a line path. So this is an approximation. It is a enlarged figure, hence we see such a vague representation of pixel position. But in a finer resolution screen, we get a better representation of a line. It's a very simple algorithm and easy to implement. it draws the lines of all the slopes. It takes all the consider slope whether greater than 1 or less than 1 into one algorithm. So algorithm is very much generalized. But disadvantage of this algorithm is rounding off of the values. Every time we have seen in the loop, the algorithm round offs the value to the nearest pixel position, and due to which some amount of error is accumulated in each iteration. And our line which is drawn is slightly deviated from the true mathematical line which should be drawn. Mathematical line definitely we can have in decimals and we can have float representations, but in actual pixel rasterized line it is not possible to represent the float representation. Hence we use the integer representation. So during rounding we know that some amount of value is compromised, and these error they appear in the form of an error, or they get accumulated over the iteration, and our line which we draw gets slightly deviated from the true mathematical line. So we use a better algorithm, which is a Bressenhem's line drawing algorithm, which we'll see it in the next class.